Hey guys, welcome back to BachMakers, your favorite show that recaps all things Bachelor Nation. Before we continue with this episode, we're going to ask you very nicely, Michael, please deliver the news.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And share.
In that order, or reverse the order. It doesn't matter to us. Just do those things. Helps us. Enjoy this episode. We'll see you in the episode. Just keep watching. All right. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BachMakers, presented by Good Time Media. I'm Wyatt. That's Michael. That's Lizzie in the middle. Week 5 of Jenn's season. Things are heating up. Things are getting real. Michael, first thoughts. Initial episode thoughts.
Great. Solid episode. I honestly thought it was a little slower of an episode compared to recent episodes like drama. We didn't get any Sam M drama really at all, which was kind of shocking. We got a lot of emotional, feelings more with some people that we haven't got before, so that's good. Got to learn a little bit more of the contestants and the men. But yeah, nothing too crazy. A lot of kind of the same old, same old. We got a fire preview at the end, though. A fire preview for the rest of the season, which I think that's our last big preview of, I would say, the season.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is the episode. We get one every single season where we have our drama, everyone's fighting, everyone's not getting along, and then we have a get right episode. This is our, hey, let's focus on what really matters here. Some might say, hey, let's keep the main thing the main thing. You like that? Mike saw where I was going immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a get right episode. It's like, hey, we're here for love. That's the main thing here. Let's focus on the love. They focused 100% on the love this episode, which I'm here for. You need that episode. And then, so I think you have your initial small town drama, and then you have this episode, and then now the drama becomes, how is this going to end? I think there needs to be a divider between those two sets of drama, and this is what this episode acts as. It's the transition to now all the drama is like, is she going to get engaged? Does she love this person? It's a little more intense drama. So you need that transition episode, and that's what we got today, which not mad about it. And we'll get into the details. Before we even talk about this episode, there's one Bachelor Nation headline that I feel like we are the perfect people to talk about. And it's a new Bachelor couple, half couple, I guess, power couple. Victoria Fuller, Michael, I don't know if you're too aware of her, but
I am.
She's now dating a NFL quarterback named Will Levis, starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans.
Mayo man.
This, in my book, I don't know what your thoughts are, Michael. This is right around the corner of fantasy football season. Will Levis, undraftable for me. I can't. I don't want, not to say Victoria's baggage, but I don't want the hoopla that is. Let's say this. Knowing Victoria, as I know Victoria personally, of course, she deserves a lot and a lot of time and attention. That time and attention that she's going to be getting and deserves is not going to be going towards studying the playbook of the Jacksonville Jaguars and getting ready for that game. Will's not going to be doing that. He's going to be locked into Victoria, as he should be. I can't draft Will Levis.
I actually disagree. I think, well, one, it's football season coming up. She's in her Taylor Swift era. She's pulling a little Taylor Swift, a little bit different degree. Taylor's a little bit more famous than Travis. I get that. A little bit, I would say.
Just like that much.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think she's in her WAG era. That's what they call them.
What does that stand for? I've been seeing that a lot. Been trying to figure it out.
Wives and girlfriends of the players. Like, that's what it means. So wives and girlfriends of the players, and they all like hang out. They have like their freaking, what are they, Letterman jackets and stuff, and they all like tailgate the games, and they all drink together, and they have parties together. And she's in that era, and I'm not saying she's dating him for that vibe, but I mean, hey, it's gonna come with it. So
I didn't know what that stood for. Now I do. I thought it was like I didn't know it was a term that talked about the entire group of people. Interesting. Good to know. I don't know. Lizzie, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, well, I don't think I could draft him on my team just because he is an AFC player and
You're not gonna draft the entire AFC, Lizzie. That's crazy.
Only
listen,
Joe
listen, I just have
Burrow.
no, I just have beef with the Titans.
What?
But whatever.
The Titans are so
Who has-
oh, they did.
Yeah, who has beef with the Titans besides
No,
the
you
They
beat them.
they took no, but like they have Boyd now.
Oh, they have
So he's
Tyler
not-
Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more on the Bengals for not wanting to pay him.
You're not gonna
What the
draft.
hell?
You're not gonna draft a Tennessee Titan because they have Tyler Boyd now. That's the hill you're gonna die
yeah,
on.
but all yeah.
I guess
Mhm.
I can kind of respect it, but I mean, you got bigger
But
fish to
also
fry. Get your QB
I just
healthy.
don't think he's a good enough quarterback to draft anyway. So
Okay,
Probably. That's
where you should start.
yeah, it's a
That's where
much
you should
different
start.
argument. I don't think he'd be drafted in any league.
no.
But
But
I did forget the Titans had Tyler Boyd now. Can't draft him.
Yeah.
That's
all right, let's get back. Let's keep the main thing the main
yeah.
thing. Let's not turn this into a fantasy football podcast. That's a little bit too far away from the season.
You're right. We've
could.
drifted too far. Okay, let's get into it. Let's do Jen's Gent of the week. I have a special shout out. I would like to give my Jen's Gent of the week to Spencer. And I like to give my Jen's Gent of the week to someone who does something outside of the show. Spencer, thank you for holding us accountable. Specifically me, holding me accountable.
Yeah.
I may have claimed that Spencer didn't give off athlete vibes, that he seemed like someone who isn't competitive and just wants everyone to have fun. It's going to sound mean, but I don't think it's mean. I don't think he played any sports growing up. I don't think he has a competitive bone in his body. I think he feels like a I hope both sides have fun kind of guy, which I love about him. Which I said multiple times in that clip is a good thing. That's a positive thing. I understand the context of it, and it came across maybe as a negative. I think Spencer took it a good way too. But he called me out. Dude played D1 football at SMU with locks. Dude had a lot. Actually, is SMU D1 in football?
Yes,
Anymore?
they are, but they can't make a bowl game. Remember they had
Still? The death penalty?
Isn't that didn't they have a death penalty for a while in football? Isn't that still a thing?
Yeah, I guess
SMU
death penalty
that was
for a while seems like a little bit of an oxymoron. It's either so I guess if it's the death penalty, like they're done.
I don't know, but I know their football team got screwed. But that
Yeah.
could have been after he was. Maybe it was.
It was way after. It was like the 80s.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like they had another thing recent, but
Oh,
that's
they could've.
beyond. Besides,
You're right.
Maybe.
It's done. No more sports references this episode.
Oh, I actually already have one of my notes. So
All right, fine. One more. But yeah, shout out to Spencer making the TikTok, calling me out, which we love to be held accountable here. We say a lot of stuff. No, we need a checks and balances of this podcast, and sometimes it has to be the contestants themselves. So thank you, Spencer. You're my Jen's Gen of the week. Michael, who you got?
I'm going with the last episode. I'll be able to give it to him. That's your guy, Dylan B. Your first round pick. He had a good week. He got a lot of screen time. Probably the most screen time he got. It's probably for a reason because they knew he was going home. But yeah, he had a lot of funny one-liners and some of his talks with the producers, which I thought were good. Saw more side of him, and he booked his ticket to paradise. Ticket punched.
Punch that ticket. Come on. I'll talk about Dylan when we talk about teams. Lizzie, who's your Gent of the week?
My gent of the week is whichever one in the middle of the because I can't tell who it was in the middle of the sheep date, like the group date. The one that said, "Are they joining us in the house?"
Oh, that was Jeremy, I think. That was Jeremy.
it was.
That was Jeremy.
Are they joining us in the house?
Well then Jeremy's my gent of the week because I thought that was hysterical.
It's a good line. It's a good line. Jeremy had some moments. We'll get to those.
Jeremy had some funny lines.
Jeremy had some moments this episode. Let's talk about teams real quick. My team, again, I have one person left. It's Marcus. If I'm gonna have any person left, I'm glad it's Marcus because I feel pretty confident with where he's at. And Dylan, my number one overall pick, goes down in the 5th round. It's tough because I have no one to blame but myself. I started this episode 30 minutes late. I thought I could just walk my way through this episode. I took my eye off the ball as a coach. You can't do that. I simply can't do that. This is a lesson I will learn from. 100. This isn't a loss. This is a lesson. And I let my team down through and through. I handed over coaching duties to the people for the first hour, and then we never quite got our footing, and we lost a good soldier today. And I apologize to Dylan. Dylan, I'm going to look at you right now. This is just for you. I'm sorry. I let you down. As your coach, I need to be better. And you have my word. If you're on Paradise, you will be on my team. You will be my number 1 draft pick, and we will run it again, and we will win our championship. I promise you that, Dylan. Now, Marcus, we'll see what happens. I'm out of the race, but if I can pick the winner 2 straight years in a row, that says something about my team. So we'll see. Marcus, love you. Let's keep it up. Bailey's Bros, what's going on with y'all? You got any people left? I don't know.
Kind of had a fire week. Started off the first rose ceremony of the day, going 5 for 5. Pop, pow. That was kind of crazy. Won't lie. Second rose ceremony, and then Austin. He kind of had a "you can't fire me, I quit" moment. I'm sure we'll get to that, but kind of saw it coming. I don't think he was going to get a rose anyway. So take a bunch to Paradise. So see you there. We'll get you back on the team for Paradise. Don't worry, Austin. But then rose ceremony or 2. We still got Grant. We still got Jonathon. We still got Jeremy. We still got Spence hanging on by a thread. We got the squad still rolling. Now, this is a big week coming up because it goes from 4 to 7. We could lose 3, which would be really tough on the squad. I ain't gonna lie, that would be really tough. That would be really tough. But we just need to hang on for a couple more weeks. We're almost there. But we had some solid one-on-ones today. So
before
we're doing,
we talk about no, let's talk about Lizzie's Glizzies for a second. Lizzie, how the team do this week?
Well, we did lose 2. We lost John M and Thomas N.
Thank God.
I don't think Thomas was keeping the main thing this week.
Available now. Link in the description.
Really sad for Sam that he had to see his buddy go. But yeah, I still have my other 2 guys, and they're gonna keep beefing with each other, and I think whatever. I'm done trying to coach them because I feel like they are not coachable.
And because you haven't been coaching really at all because the locker room's just been
it's atrocious, toxic locker room, and somehow you're still destroying my team, which is sad. Again, I have to look in the mirror. I'm not putting the blame anywhere else but myself. Can we make this a keeper league? So when Paradise does come back, because this is going to become an argument down the road, we should establish this now.
We should have had that the last girl season too. The last we should have started that Joey's. We can't start it in the middle of
it can still be a keeper league
because
for
if
Paradise.
anything, we should start it the next guy girl.
No,
Paradise.
I think it's up for grabs this.
Whoa, but why we haven't had a
season.
Paradise since Joey's season? I'm saying when Paradise comes around, you have dibs.
Then I get to keep my
but it forfeits.
Bailey's bibs.
Yes, 100%. But you have to forfeit your draft. So I took Dylan in my first round pick, I can either keep Dylan or draft someone else in my first, or I lose my first round pick.
I think that's a future problem. We'll figure it out.
I feel that's a future problem we're not gonna like. We're gonna argue about this 8 months from now.
We're not figuring it out.
We can talk about it at the end of the season.
Make it a keeper league. If you drafted someone, you can choose to keep them.
Off season. We'll table it to the off season.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, mark this clip. It's gonna come back to bite us that we didn't resolve this now.
I got great people for Paradise from Joey season and this season.
Yeah,
so I'm not.
So you could keep them if you want.
I'm not against it, but we'll hash out the details at the off-season league meeting.
You're right. We're 15 minutes in, just haven't talked about the episode. Let's do quotes. I guess there's not too much to talk about, so we're fine.
I was gonna say I have way too many quotes, but it's gonna cut my video off, so I'm just gonna send the screenshot in the group, and you guys can see if they're the same.
Okay. I've got a lot too.
I have 3 quotes, 1 gesture,
Cringe.
I guess. I don't really have a cringe of the week. I guess these
Yeah,
quotes are
there,
kind
there
of
hasn't really
blended.
been cringy.
Yeah, it was a pretty lovey-dovey
Um,
episode. First one I want to bring up. This is a repeat quote of the week, back-to-back quote of the week. Comes from our girl Jenn, just continuing to not comprehend that Sam N was in love with this woman. She said multiple times this episode, no one said that he's in love with me before.
That was how he felt. I don't know. I mean, no one's ever told me that they're in love with me before, so.
Sam N did it. Poor Sam N is just the forgotten child of this franchise. Sam N confessed his love. It may have been on a strip date, whatever. Love is love. We don't discriminate here. Justice for Sam N. Jenn, say his name. Say his name, Jenn. Please. Okay. Say his name.
I guess my first quote of the week was from Jesse, which I'll throw in the other football sports reference while I'm at it, while I'm talking about Jesse. But I just thought of this because over the weekend I was playing a lot of College Football 25, the video game that's very popular right now. Ladies, if you're listening, your man is probably playing that game too, so you might know what I'm talking about. Jesse Palmer, when he shows up and he's talking to Jenn, I'm just like, this is crazy because this is the voice that's commentating my James Madison Troy matchup in week 15
is he in the
of
game?
College football. Yeah, he's one of the main commentators.
I've only played on mute. I have not listened. I've only played on
commentates, mute. I would say 70% of the games I play. And I'm just like, I can't get over that this is the same voice that's telling, gentlemen, this is the final roast tonight. And I'm just like, this is so weird. He's talking about my team right now, and he's making fun of me for just throwing an interception. And now he's just like on my screen. That's talking to Jenn. So I just had to give that shout out. But this is at the very start of the episode when he's talking about Matt, the ex. And he was talking about him flying to New Zealand on his own dime. And Jesse goes, I do have to give it to him. It was a pretty romantic gesture.
I mean, I do have to give it to him. That's a pretty romantic gesture.
Yeah. And the way he said it, I was just like,
he's like, gotta tip the cap.
He said it so like endearing, but like kind of seems sarcastic. And I was like, that was great, Jesse. Great delivery.
Can we talk about how someone had to pay for Matt's flights because
they keep saying it.
He kept bringing up, he's like, I'm here on my own dime. I'm here under my own power. I paid for everything. It's like, all right, either A, they paid for it and they want him to pretend they didn't, or he's like, he's begging them to reimburse him. It's like, oh, I am here by myself. I paid everything, all the monies that I paid for this trip, ABC, that you have a ton of money you could pay me back for. It would actually be really funny.
My face on camera. Sure would be a shame if you just happened to, I don't know, send me $738, the exact amount of my round trip flight here.
What if they didn't pay for his flights back?
Oh, and also another $60 because I did check a bag.
Can you imagine? They're like, dude, you paid for your way here. We're not going to pay for you to get back. It has to be all or nothing.
He's like, free trip, not free trip.
Not free.
Like, he got a trip. He's already there in New Zealand. You know, like might as well just stay and chill.
Well, okay. My question this whole time has been, how did he find out she was in like New Zealand? It has to be some kind of producer thing.
It's a great point. Like, I didn't think about at all.
She doesn't have her phone. How does he know that she's in New Zealand? At that
right, like he's not checking Find My Friends.
He could have. The producer still has her phone.
Yeah, but she's probably on she probably turned notification off, or they might not be that tight where they have each other on the Pokédex.
They might not be that type. I did.
But yeah, like that's what I've been thinking because there's ain't no way that was not a producer plan.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely he had to have confirmed she was there because that'd be a crazy move to just assume.
He shows up to Melbourne.
Oh, he's a day late. He shows up to Australia.
And he's like, where's everybody?
Oh my gosh, poor.
And then you just film him there with nobody.
I came out of this. I guess we're kind of bleeding into the episode, but we won't go there yet. But I have Matt quotes, Matty Smokes quotes. Okay. One about him and one from him. So I'll just knock those out. These are my only quotes of the week, besides the gesture I'll get to. But Jenn, when explaining to the guys what happened, she was very flippant about the way she described it. She basically said, "Yeah, Matt showed up and he kind of like professed his love to me or something."
To basically profess his love for me, and he wants to be with me.
I was like, "Jenn, it's kind of an important thing." She's just like, "Yeah, he like professed his love or something. I don't know." She just was very up in the air about. I was like, "Jenn, that's a pretty like important thing that I don't know." She was very nonchalant about it, which was funny. And then a quote that on the surface isn't funny, but just his intensity was a little bit funny. Matt said, "You're leaving this thing engaged. There's no flexibility there."
You're leaving this thing engaged. There's no flexibility there.
If you ever watch the show, there's a little bit of flexibility, just a wee bit of flexibility.
Foreshadowing.
I was like, Matt, I know where you're coming from, and I understand the sentiment, but like, there's a lot that could happen. There's a little bit of flexibility there. But those are my quotes. Oh, sorry. Around that same point, all-time moment of this episode, nonverbal. When Matt walked into the guys, Jeremy's point was perfect. It was just it.
Mean anything to me.
It was like, hey, this is bomb's about to drop. I'm gonna get out of the way, but you got to see what's going on here. Jeremy has.
It's funny.
Hakeem ran so Jeremy could walk. If that makes sense.
No, that does.
Hakeem ran so Jeremy could walk. Jeremy's been doing his best to keep up with where Hakeem left us. Thank you, Jeremy, for your service.
I do have another Jeremy quote, but I did see it on your picture, Lizzie, so I'll let you go with that.
Which
but
one was it?
the
I know exactly what one you're talking
insightful
about.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have two from the sheep date. One from Dylan B. They just cut to him and he goes, "I didn't know New Zealand had that many sheep."
I didn't know New Zealand had that many sheep. Crazy.
There was just like a little pause and he's like, "Crazy." And I was just like, that was so funny. And then same with that, the farmer that was there, like the head honcho farmer guy, they're all trying to figure it out. And then they cut to him and he goes, "Well, the first thing I would have done would be open the gate."
Well, the first thing I would have done was open the gate.
Because they didn't even open the gate to let the sheep in.
He was kind of pissed.
And then they do like the they do like the instant replay, like they pause and they have the graphics show up and the arrow is pointing to the gate.
Oh man. Oh, I just remembered as I was doing that gesture. Can we talk about Jeremy again? Just patting Jen on the head, like a dog.
Yep.
Okay. I mean,
defend your boy, defend your boy, defend your bruv, Mike.
She low-key liked it.
Don't do that. Don't ever do that giggle again, please.
Yeah, I hated that.
Okay. Sorry. No, but I mean, he kind of was in the moment.
It was. No, it was wholesome. It was a little wholesome moment. But it was funny.
It felt,
what other
it felt
we have?
like that just felt weird though. Like just
as soon as he started
head,
doing
though.
it, I'm so glad Jen said something because I was gonna call him out. It was like, that's a little interesting. So I'm glad Jen addressed it.
I've patted people on the head before.
And he'll do it again.
And I'll do it again.
What other quotes
in a
we have?
flirtatious manner?
Yeah.
Or in a comforting?
All of the above.
Okay.
I think I have to.
Yeah. It's a Riz. It's the pet Riz.
It's not wrong. It's working. He's still around, so. What other quotes?
Fair enough. Oh, so the one that I had was Jeremy's thing where he was like, yeah, really insightful, and he made like that really awkward face.
Yeah,
like,
so he
asked, buddy, what are you saying?
He asked Devin, like, so do you think you deserve the cowboy of the day or whatever, or the farmer of the day?
Yeah.
And Devin was like, Yeah, like I don't, because I was taking initiative and talking to her, and he was like, really insightful.
Doing what I've always been doing. It's really insightful.
I know it's pretty basic, but it means a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Or something like that. The way he said it was funny. It was good timing. Good.
His
Good
facial expression
delivery.
after was good too.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
my other one was Jen saying that she thinks that she's a horse girl now
Yeah. I've never understood that
during her
meme.
date.
Can I be honest for a second? I don't know what they mean really by horse girl. Like, I know that's like a meme and like a stereotype. What is it just someone who's obsessed with horses?
Someone just like
Kind
grow
of,
up
yeah.
riding horses. Like
So
I think
so
they
bad about that?
typically. Well, I think horse girls kind of have like a negative connotation. I think. Well, not saying I have
I
negative
don't think they
connotation.
should have a
towards
negative
horse.
connotation.
Personally, I have a positive connotation towards horse girls. Michael, you want to double down on what you just said?
I'll play devil's advocate like I do, which maybe gets me
Devil's
some gets me some hate on the TikTok comments.
As soon as I clipped that one about Sam M, I knew you were in trouble, and I apologize.
No, some of the hate comments were pretty fun to read,
Yeah.
pretty insightful, and a really good grammar. If I do say so myself. That's sarcasm. Terrible grammar. Get it together, haters.
Get your grammar up. Come on. This episode's off the rails.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can kind of just, yeah.
Want to hop into that? Any other quotes before we hop into the episode recap?
I guess.
When Sam M said we see our wife as well, and I just was thinking,
Yeah.
like, oh, like you thinking shared, like you're all getting married, polygamous relationship.
Wasn't interested. That whole dynamic with Sam M. White knighting, is that the term?
Yeah.
Whatever.
And-
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I guess while we're talking about that, when Matt, I guess we'll do it at the episode recap, actually.
Yeah. All right.
But one thing, today is Jonathon, Jiggy John's birthday. Jiggity John. I guess it'll be out tomorrow, but like, happy birthday, Jonathon. Bailey Bruv, carrying the squad right now. Not really, but like a team carrying. So shout out to him.
Happy
28th birthday, I believe. 28th.
So it doesn't look a day over 27.
Doesn't look a day over 25, to be honest.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks good.
Like-
Good looking man. Happy birthday, Jonathon. We're proud of you. Keep it up. All right, let's hop into the episode recap.
All right.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Bye. You're welcome.
All right, let's get into it. We start with the cocktail party. We pick up right where we left off with Maddie Smokes potentially joining the crew, and we kind of called it. It was a short-lived friend zone type of deal, and still somehow. Well, let's just talk about Matt for a second. The bow tie suit. Interesting call. Also, definitely what he was supposed to wear to the wedding that he was going to go to, and he only packed that suit, so he had to wear it. He probably felt a little goofy. I will say that. So I'll give him benefit of the doubt because I don't think he was packing for the Bachelorette. He was packing for a wedding, and that's what he was going to wear.
Yeah. I texted this right when I saw it. It fit his vibe. The bow tie, I think, fits his little goofy kind of vibe. His little goofy friend vibe. So
he towed the line between goofy and dorky.
Mhm.
He's kind of right there in the middle. Goofy's
didn't come
fine.
off-
Dorky's tough.
Yeah, he didn't come off that dorky though. So I think he saved some face. Probably got a little clout for it. He's already got a TikTok following, so I'm sure it helped. But when he walked in, I'm not surprised that Sam M was the only person that had something to say. Maybe more people had something to say, and they cut everything else, which is probably the case. But I couldn't get the exact quote he said because he said it so quick.
I wrote it down.
Okay, you got it.
Well, I wrote down part of it that just didn't make sense.
It just sounded so. It was unnecessary. It was
But
unnecessary.
Yeah, the dude. Okay, so Maddie Smokes walks in, just apologizes, which is he didn't have to do. He just walked in. He's like, "Hey guys, sorry to I understand this process is a lot, and I'm sorry to interrupt it." Basically, he hasn't met any of these guys, and then Sam M just had to find a way to be a dick about it somehow.
Yeah.
And he said, "Dude, listen, you can see there's some good dudes here."
I think you can sit and look amongst this crowd. We got some good dudes right here.
Bitch, he doesn't know you. He doesn't know any of you, but he's like, as you can see, there's a lot of good. You guys could all be assholes, every single one. He doesn't know any better. All he's doing is just apologizing for kind of wasting time, which was a good thing to do. I came out very much liking Matt. I almost felt bad for him because he just got bullied by these guys. He walked in, apologized. They're like, get out. Glad he's gone. Glad the motherfucker's gone is a direct quote from Sam, I believe.
I'm happy that is gone. We good.
It felt good. It was the reassurance.
Or somebody. I don't want to put it on Sam.
Sam.
It wasn't Sam, but it's just, I felt bad for the guy. I really did because he definitely had been friend zoned by Jenn. I think throughout since the breakup a couple of years ago, I think he's been in that friend zone. And then he was like, you know what? This is my last chance. She's going to be engaged. Hail Mary. And then he just gets pooped on by some dudes. And that sucks. That sucks for him. And she friend zones him not only to his face, but on national television.
Yeah.
Poor man.
Yeah, no. It was tough to see. But I liked how he went in and was like, hey, like, she's awesome. Like, have a great rest of the season pretty much. Yeah. I know he definitely didn't want to do that. And the producer was like, get in there, buddy. We need this.
I wouldn't be shocked if that was his idea.
Okay, if it was, I commend him for it. That takes some balls.
Either way, he handled it the right way, I think.
100%.
As hard of a situation as that is.
Yeah.
All right. Cocktail. Everyone else's reaction were kind of all over the place. I would say Grant had the best because he was talking Devin off the ledge. He was basically like, Devin, like, just wait and see. Devin was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
See ya. I can't do this. And Grant was saying, hey, dude, we don't know what she's going to do. She could just send him home, which she did. And Devin was like, all right, we're fine. Devin did admit he kind of overreacted, which I give him props. The self-awareness is nice. But yeah, he definitely overreacted. And Grant talked him off the ledge a little bit.
And Marcus, right when she said it, like, was just like, seemed really like pissed about it. And my roommate's girlfriend who I was watching was like, that was the first thing she said. She's like, why did Marcus do that? Like, that's a bad look on him. And kind of was. Good point.
The reactions were interesting when she brought up, hey, this ex is here. They were all very upset when she hadn't even finished the thought, basically. So little insecurities there seeping through, I think. Other than that, from the cocktail party, didn't really notice much else. They did try very hard at the very beginning to make it seem like it was all sunshine and rainbows. So when the ex came in, it was this huge dramatic thing because they did the whole montage of, hey, this is the first cocktail party where we don't hate each other. And Dylan gives the speech as you guys are my brothers, which was awesome. Love Dylan. I will never say a bad thing about Dylan, but it was convenient because they were setting this up like, oh, everything's all lovey-dovey. And then here comes big bag Matty Smokes. But yeah, that's the cocktail party. Nothing much. One thing I want to point out, a Sam M idiosyncrasy. I think I used that word right. Something he does, and you'll never be able to unsee this. Every time he talks to Jenn, he's fully tilted at least a 45-degree angle. He is always here. I can't
because he's ready.
It. He's always he's trying for maximum efficiency to kiss. He's already tilted. He operates at a full tilt at all times, and it's kind of driving me insane. It really is because every time he talks to Jenn, he's here, and then he's just here.
And he lowers his tone about like half a octave,
couple decibels. He's always tilted. Here, he's never. I think like that's a neck problem. He's gonna have neck issues. That can't be good for you.
Yeah. We luckily didn't get too much of villain Sam M tonight. Just a little bit. Next week.
The show can't decide who the villain is. They keep each episode. They keep hopping back and forth. Today it was Devin. They try to make Devin the villain for a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
It'll be interesting to see where they go, but I think it's gonna be Sam M's turn to shine
again.
here.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about one-on-one. Jonathon, helicopter date. Again,
Yeah.
let's just do heights. Let's just do all the different aeronautical things that you can possibly do.
I mean, went up in the helicopter with Spencer.
Yeah, this was Spencer's date.
Yeah, it was with Spencer. Then she just did this with Jonathon. She jumped out of a plane with Marcus. Jumped off of a freaking building with Sam M. Like, heights is ABC. Is there nothing else to do in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Can we get creative, please? Come on.
I'd bet my life there's a big like waterfall jump at some point during like hometowns.
I think ABC bought a helicopter. I think they bought a helicopter, and they're just like, we need to get as much use to this as possible. Or like when you buy private jets, sometimes you can just like buy a timeshare of it, and so you have X amount of hours. And so they probably did that. And they're just like, wait, we need to use this helicopter more.
Use this up.
And so they're just shoving it in as many days as possible.
Like, we don't have paradise to fill the gap, so we got to do a couple helicopter runs.
Yeah,
it was just strange. Jonathon, I literally the only note I wrote down was they're cute as hell together. They're cute as hell. Cute. It's adorable. They are like kids in that little vineyard just running around. It reminded me of that scene from like Lady Bird, just running around all the plants and all that stuff. I like them together a lot. This was the first time I knew Jonathon was going to be not a front runner, but in the conversation. He skyrocketed up my list today. I really like Jonathon.
Yeah, no, I think he did great. During the little Marco Polo thing that they were doing, which I thought was kind of cute, but also stupid as shit. Because she was like, count to 10, and then he was running. And she was like, Marco. And he was like, Polo. But there's a cameraman literally following him. And so obviously she found him because there's a cameraman that she sees following the dude. I was just like, come on. Like,
I will say about Jonathon, he either does not have a teenage immature brain or he has the willpower of a Marine, because back-to-back episodes last week we had Jenn say, I'm not used to a boy's stick.
That's messed up. I'm not used to a men's stick.
Yeah. No reaction out of Jonathon. This week, watch what I can do with my mouth.
Watch what I can do with my mouth.
Jenn is setting up Jonathon to laugh back-to-back weeks, and Jonathon is stone cold Steve Austin, locked in, said, not today, Satan. No goofy teenage boy thoughts. Not today. And he's staying strong. I don't know if Jen's baiting him. It almost feels like Jen's trying to bait him and say, like, dude, this is funny. Laugh. But he's not budging. He really isn't. So props to him.
Yeah, and then at the dinner date, I think the only thing else I wrote down about this date was that they made rain fall out of nowhere. They were just standing there. No, that was Jonathon.
What are you talking? They were sitting there and the rain came. He had the umbrella.
No. When they were at the dinner, when they were making out and the rain, it was like out of the rom-com. He was talking about like, oh, I want a rom-com kind of love. Oh. And then they stand up. And they were talking completely dry, and then boom, rain out of nowhere, and it's actually a downpour, like torrential downpour. Did they make rain? Did they like actually go on a set and like get rain?
They might have made it twice because of the grant. It rained on them randomly.
I think that was
more real. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just real. But it was kind of cool, them kissing in the rain. That was very rom-com-y of them.
I liked it. It was a good date. Jonathon opens up about just like struggling to be vulnerable and show that emotional side, which I kind of shocked me because he seems like someone who's very in tune with his emotions and very open about that. So good for him for at least presenting that that way. So good for him. I like Jonathon a lot. All right, and go ahead.
I mean, he did say he lived with a girlfriend for 2 years. Like, that's kind of crazy. He's only 27, I guess now 28. 27, you've lived with someone for 2 years. That's kind of a big thing, I would say.
Yeah. So. No, you know what I was thinking about, Michael? All these guys. So there are, on average, 27, 28, like late 20s. I was thinking they all have these horror trauma stories about people they've dated in their past. Probably happened around the age we are now. We're
When's
in
it
the
gonna be my
midst.
turn?
We're in the midst of the next person we're dating is going to be some baggage, Michael, because if
I'm
we're on the
always,
Bachelor path, we're due. We're due for some turbulence here. That's the mental math I was doing.
I'm always the groomsman, never the groom.
I was like, wait, we're due. We're due for some
Yeah.
drama here.
Yeah. Everybody on The Bachelor definitely does seem to like have a trauma relationship. But I guess ours would just be the lack thereof. So
Yeah.
that's trauma in of itself. So
That
we'll
too,
take it.
I guess.
Lizzie's
I can
tweet of
make
the
something
week.
up. Oh yeah, tweet of the week.
Lizzie's tweet of the week was, I was waiting for the surprise musical guest to pop out, but instead they just hit Jenn and Jonathon with this, and it is the Great Wolf Lodge giant downpour of water, which is good.
I'll have another honorable mention tweet of the week. It just said every Bachelor lead halfway through the season, and then it was Michael Scott on the swing set when he's all sad. It's just halfway through every season, the lead just gets super like sad and depressed.
What if I end up alone?
Yeah.
Even though all these people want me.
Oh my gosh, I have 8 people who want to marry me. This is so sad. I'm helpless.
Yeah, but it is like your marriage, which is kind of a big thing. So
a little bit of a big thing.
I get it.
We're not downplaying your emotions, Jen. We love you. All right, sheep date. Whatever.
I did think it was weird. This is a quote I forgot to say. Dylan was saying, he was talking about like what we're gonna do next on the date or whatever, and he was like, hopefully we're gonna be milking some cows or something. And I was like, pause, Dylan, what you like?
Pause.
I was like, Dylan, you want to be milking cows? That's the thing you want to be doing? Okay. Go crazy.
Dylan is the one who said like, hey, I've seen a lot of male strippers and I take notes. He said that week too. So Dylan, hey, teach their own.
Go crazy.
Different strokes, different folks. Sheep date, nothing really happened. Devin grabbed her to talk to her for a little bit. And then of course to Sam, that's the greatest sign of disrespect that he's talking to Jenn. Talking to Jenn is not a sign of disrespect to the other guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not, especially at this point in the game. Maybe early on when you all have different connections and it's a little all over the place. But at this point, you're dating. They are dating. Jenn is dating each and every one of them. So, well, maybe not Jeremy at this point. Sorry. I mean, maybe they're not dating. I don't know. I didn't say that. Scratch that from the record. Jeremy, I know you're watching. I didn't say that. Whatever. It's AI.
You're just jealous. You're just jealous of Bailey's bros. Straight up. Whatever.
How about I'll trade you Marcus for Spencer and Jeremy right now. I'm kidding. I would never do that. Marcus, that was a trick. I would never trade you, but would you accept that? If hypothetically, if I were to accept trades, would you? I'm not going to because I love Marcus and I love my team.
I can't trade Jeremy, man.
I
can't.
Don't.
Like, he's my guy. He's my guy.
You thought about it. Let the record state, Jeremy, he thought about it.
But hell, if I'm Jeremy, I would, Marcus, come on. Jeremy knows Marcus is a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you for your service, of course.
But, Jeremy and Spence, those are my guys, dog. Like, straight up. Those are my guys. My ride or dies, dog.
Those are my ride or dies. All right, and then sheep date, cocktail party. Biggest news here. Austin. May he rest in peace. They built this up. You saw it coming after you started talking about everyone being ahead of him. Yeah. And I just want to shout out Austin. He might be the most loved non-verbal contestant from a recent season of The Bachelor. He is loved on the internet.
He's got like, in terms of Instagram growth and just like looking at like who's grown the most throughout the season, he's a fan favorite by far.
Yeah.
Like him, Brett, like honestly probably have the most gained of anybody.
And
honestly.
it's not a joking, oh, he needs
Yeah.
more screen time. Like, it's funny that he's made it this far and hasn't talked at all. It's just they love him. They love Austin.
Yeah,
It's
there's
awesome.
literally, I think there's gonna be a literal case for Austin for Bachelor.
100%.
There will actually be a strong case for Austin for Bachelor.
Yeah, it's wild. And again, it's not his fault that he didn't have a lot of screen time, but he
Yeah.
didn't, and they still loved him. Imagine if he did. Imagine if
I mean,
he'd be the Bachelor
yeah, I
if he
think
got a lot of
made
screen
it.
time.
If he made it to hometowns, he'd be a Bachelor lock.
Yeah.
He'd be the Bachelor lock. But
Shout out to Austin, friend of the program. He does go home. He says, "Hey Jen, I'm just not where everyone else is. I'm a peace out," which more people should do on this show. This show should, I would argue, this can be a debate for another day. This show should be 2 episodes shorter. It's usually what, 10 to 12? I think you could do 8. I think a lot of guys are along for the ride when they're not really in it for the ride. They're in it for the ride. They're not in it for the destination. And they convince themselves that this is it. So they hang on a little too tight and then it crashes. So I think I admire what Austin did. I think he did.
yeah, I don't know. I do get, like obviously Jen right after she was upset about it, and I think rightfully so. Like I think it's like I said, you can't fire me, I quit kind of thing. That's not how it works. Jen is the boss bitch. She's queen bee. She gets to make the decisions. Not saying like you can't leave on your own accord, but like I don't know, man. It's just like you knew you're gonna get dumped at the rose ceremony.
I took that way differently. I didn't think she was mad at Austin at all. She was mad
No,
at
I don't think she's mad at Austin, but I'm saying like I think Jen wants like to have the choice to keep Austin if she wants to keep Austin,
Well, I think
And I think maybe she would have. I think there's a chance he would have gotten a rose.
100%. So I think that's what happened. I think there was a disconnect between where Austin thought he was with Jen and where Jen thought he was with Austin. She was with Austin because that's where Austin was coming from, was saying, I see all these great relationships forming. I'm not there. Well, maybe in Jen's head, she thought he was there. They just haven't had the time.
In her head, it was probably like, damn, that was my next one-on-one. Like, he was literally going to get my next one-on-one.
Exactly.
Which honestly, he could have. 100% could have.
100%. So I think she was then questioning, am I good at this Bachelorette job, by making him feel that he wasn't
Yeah.
like he wasn't at the level of everyone else. That's where I think that's what she was getting at.
That's deep, for sure. That was good.
Which,
that was
hey,
good.
Jen.
That was a good little, That was a good talk. That was a good volley, as one would say in tennis. Sports reference.
A little back and forth there.
A little back and forth volley.
Now, just tough little segue here, but I had a little note written down. I don't think we have respectfully, and I mean this respectfully, I don't think we've respectfully barked enough for Jen. I think she deserves more barks from us. Should we have a little moment of silent barking?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how to start this.
Man, I haven't done that in a while. I apologize if any of my roommates woke up because of that.
Oh, no, but Jen, you look fantastic. Jen's hot. Jen's very hot. Very hot gal.
Yeah. No, she's.
No, we have not given her due respect. I think we have failed that a little bit. I think we need to shout her out a little bit more because she's doing a fantastic job as the Bachelorette and looking great while doing it. So shout out to Jen. All right, let's move on.
Shout out to her stylist.
Yeah,
Some great fits.
Great
fits. The little sparkly black dress on Jonathan's date.
Come on, talk to me.
Matching Jonathan's outfit.
Talk to me. What was that purple sparkly dress today? Come on. What are we doing?
Kiss.
Nailed it.
Great.
Even on the horse riding, the little jockey fit.
Yeah, the little cowgirl, course girl fit.
It.
Yeah. And also I guess since we're going to Grant State, Grant has worn that sweater like 5 times. The baby blue sweater, bro.
It's his profile picture. He's worn it 4 out of 5 weeks.
It's got to be a good luck charm. It's got to be a good luck charm
Gotta
because
be.
he's like, oh, my first one-on-one, got to pull out the baby blue sweater. I actually want to. Oh, I have a sweater that looks just like it. I kind of want to go put it on.
Do it. I can walk through the date
Okay.
while you grab it. I'll
All right,
explain how
yeah.
the date went. All right, so here is my verbal rundown of how Grant's date went. Grant was like, "Oh yeah, I need to be more emotionally intimate with Jenn," and Jenn was like, "Oh yeah, Grant's tall and hot. We should be more emotionally intimate." And then they were like, "Oh, this is stuff I'm dealing with. Hey, that's tough. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. I'm also dealing with stuff. Hey, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Let's make out and fall in love." And then they did that. Oh my gosh, you do look like him. That's the fit. Maybe you don't look like him.
I look just like him.
Maybe you
Yeah.
don't look like him, but you look
Okay.
like you're
I
wearing.
can talk like him, girl. Yeah. Oh, he did say, "Oh, you looking good on that horse, girl."
He did say I rock. I
said
rock
that.
with it a few times. He says
I rock. Yeah, I rock with it.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I gave a rundown of the
He
date,
was risen.
so that's basically it. But Grant, what's his ceiling? I don't think his ceiling is winning this.
Yeah.
I think his ceiling
Fantasy
is.
Suites for sure.
I think final 3 is his ceiling. I think he
Yeah,
seems like
I
a
think
fantasy
Fantasy
suite
Suites.
kick.
He is. They did kind of like really force at the end there with him professing his love to the group.
Weird,
He's kind of
little
love bombing the group, love bombing Jonathon outside. So he might be falling real hard, real quick, which
Yeah.
might not be the best thing because Jenn has other dudes. So if he's like going a little bit too far, so we'll see how that plays. Damn, this is comfortable as hell. I forgot how comfortable.
Yeah, you
this
should
is.
wear that more often. Looks good.
Well, when the fall comes around, this baby's coming back out.
Hell.
Me and Grant could be matching.
All right. Then we skip the cocktail party because Jenn has made up her mind. This always happens once a season where they're like, you know what? They could probably do this every single season. And the cocktail party, how many minds are changed in the cocktail party? Genuinely. How many times has a lead said, you know what? Now I'm going to keep this guy because of the cocktail party. I think their mind
it's
is
early on. It's the early on cocktail parties. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Like the ones where she's like, ooh, I need to, like, I'm between like 2 or 3 guys. That's when it is.
At this point, you don't need a cocktail party. She knew what she was going to do. And I knew the second Dylan wore that bow tie, it was over. The bow tie is officially the kiss of death on this show. 0 for 2 this episode. Maddie Smokes shows up with the bow tie, X. Dylan wears the bow tie, X. See you later. It sucks. I'm going to work through it this week and be a better coach, but it's tough.
Now, the leather jacket is 1 for 2. Sam N last week did not work. Grant this week, first rose ceremony, worked. And I thought it was sick how he wore the leather jacket and everybody else didn't. And because when she was giving him his rose, she had to put it like inside on his shirt underneath because it like couldn't go on the leather jacket. And Marcus was in the back laughing. And I was like, all right, I appreciate that somebody like recognized that was funny.
Counterpoint, I would argue the leather jacket is 2 for 2. I mean, Sam had, I don't care if he got sent home. That was the greatest performance of all time. That leather jacket.
I'll take it.
That's a more memorable leather jacket moment than Grant had.
Okay, true. I guess true. So it's 2 for 2. It's 2 for 2.
It's 2 for 2. All right, and then who else we say goodbye to this episode? This was kind of like the red wedding.
Just
episode.
Austin.
We lost some heavy hitters.
Not really.
We lost Austin.
2.
Well, we lost Thomas. We lost 4. No, we lost.
Oh yeah, we lost 4 and Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, John
5 with Matt.
No, we have 5 with Matt. John, Thomas, Matt, Austin, Dylan, all gone.
Yeah, this is for sure the stepping stone of next week. We're set up for the last week before hometowns, so another little red wedding. So this was kind of the bigger one, but
so
this is for sure.
Previewing next week, where do we think this is going? I have a theory or a thought. My guess is since 3 are going home, I think there's going to be a one-on-one where someone doesn't get a rose.
I mean, Jeremy's the only one without a one-on-one.
And I think it might be Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get one. Like, obviously, hasn't gotten one and he's still there. So that means he's going to get one. So it'll be tough. That'll be he's got to know that, like, you got to lock in.
Yeah.
So, hey, coach, I'm your coach, man. This is your date. This is your time to shine. This is your time. All right, this is your time.
This is your time.
Lock in, dog. Lock in. You're a
Dial.
frat guy. A pie. That's what he said. He was like, I'm not a frat guy. He's a frat guy. Come on, let's go. All right. I want you to rip some shots before the date and get your grafting on. All right.
I love
Let's
when
get
we
it.
talk about these dates as if they haven't happened 5 months ago. Like, we gotta lock in for next week, dude. It's a big week.
Big week.
Yeah, I worry because I don't think she'll send 3 people home during a rose ceremony. Someone's gonna
Yeah.
go home before that. So
Yeah.
I worry for Jeremy. On top of Jeremy, who I think we agree is probably on the chopping block right now. Right?
Yeah, and Spencer. I
So-
think Spencer needs
He needs a little help.
help.
So we have those 2. I agree there. The next one's tough if we're narrowing
Mhm.
down to 4.
Yeah.
Who?
100%.
So we have those 2 in the chopping block. Who are our locks? Do we have 2 locks?
I think Marcus has got to be a lock at this point.
I think
Like,
Marcus and
is
Devin are
so
locks.
lock. I think those 2 are locks. And then
So
outside
pick
from there,
pick
it's
2. Sam M,
choose 2.
Jonathan,
Choose
or
2 out of
Grant.
the hat.
Who out of those
Grant.
3? Who do you think goes home?
Grant. I think Grant Jonathan stay. The 101s this week. I think that helps him a lot.
You think Sam's gone next week?
I mean, if she knew he was the villain, she's got to come at some point, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Can we?
If he's not gone, I don't know. I
I've
guess maybe she's waiting for fantasy suites.
I've avoided bringing this up because I didn't want to, and we can stop. We don't have to talk about it if we don't want to. But on the BachMakers TikTok account, there was a direct message we received from a fan with some information. Now, I discourage this. I hate this. I say, hey, please don't send us stuff. We want to stay unspoiled. This feels like information that could be juicy. It definitely would be a spoiler if correct. But I don't know if you want me to proceed. I can keep this to myself. But I saw it, so because I saw it, I'm burdened with it. And
yeah, you can share. I mean, you can share. I don't know how to look at the direct messages. I always see them, the notification, but I click on it and it's always the they sent you a wave or whatever.
little
And I'm
sticker.
just like, yeah, I get confused by it. And just
I also deleted this one right away because I didn't want anyone else to see it. So sorry if you sent this to me and you think we didn't respond, even though
was it T? Like
It's
was
T.
it like was it reality? Was it reality Steve?
it's not a
told me
reality Steve bit. I hope not. I hope this isn't reality Steve burner account just sending us leaks.
I did also see some juice too. I've been Reddit's got
Oh,
my algorithm.
why'd you go on a Reddit, dude? That's
No, I didn't go on Reddit. It just popped up on my thing, and I was like, about some allegations.
I
don't want to
go there because that seems like a slippery slope. If we go allegations, that could be true. This is
I'm not saying anything until it's official. Or
Lizzie,
true.
I need a thumbs up from you that I can say this to, or you can just plug your ears. All right. So this does affect Lizzie's chances of winning. I'm just gonna say it. And if you're watching this now and you don't want to hear this potential spoiler, then just turn it off now. We're almost done with the episode anyways. I got a DM with a link to a website. There's a small chance Sam M is getting married this month. And it's not to Jenn.
Wait, what the wait?
There is a link.
A marriage website?
A marriage website. Unless somebody with the same name lives in his area. No pictures. So the whole website isn't filled out. We could be getting duped here big time. But I clicked on the link.
This seems like a dupe, man.
Who would go through the effort of duping that?
Dude, I don't know. Some people in Bachelor Nation got a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, we don't go deep into the theories, the spoilers, all this, but this is I saw this, I was like, I'm burdened with it. I have to share with them because I don't know what to do with this information. Please don't send us stuff like this too in the future, by the way. We like to stay unspoiled, but I deleted it, so I can't even find the website. I deleted it right away. But there's a chance Sam M is getting married to someone else this month.
I don't believe it.
All right, we'll see. We'll know soon enough.
If that is the case, though, that's just so wild.
Crazy.
That'd be so funny, honestly. I'd be like, dude, what?
Yeah,
Like,
it would
come
it would
on,
make
man.
a lot of sense.
Especially because, dude, you were kind of a lock for paradise. Might as well do that. To be
Well,
honest.
Jenn is pretty publicly shitting on him.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So I don't think this is a spoiler when say like Sam M's chances of winning are slim to none, unless they like got engaged and called it off right away. Because Jenn is not speaking about Sam in a positive light whatsoever. So I don't know. Just wanted to share that with y'all because I've been burdened by it all week and now I feel free. So could be true, could be untrue. We'll see.
That would be crazy. That'd be so funny, to be honest.
It would
That'd be so funny.
It would be. All right. Anything else you want to say for this episode?
But hey, we love love.
We love love. Let's keep the main thing. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see y'all next week. And that'll be prep for hometowns. Wow. Who would have thought? Look at us. See y'all next week. Have a good one. Peace.